Identity politics, the ultimate weapon for turning societies into reality TV shows, where everyone's yelling, no one's listening, and the producers, aka the manipulators, are raking in the ratings. Once upon a time, politics was about boring stuff like policies, budgets, and governance. But now, it's all about who you are, what group you belong to, and why you should hate anyone who's not on your team. It's clever, really. Identity politics isn't just a political strategy. It's a psychological operation wrapped in a moral crusade, and it's working like a charm. So buckle up, grab your drink, and let's dissect this beast, what it is, how it's being shoved down your throat, and why it's tearing society apart. What is identity politics? In theory, identity politics is about representing marginalized groups and giving them a voice. Sounds nice, right? Who wouldn't want fairness, equality, and justice? But in practice, it's become something far more insidious. A tool to divide people into ever smaller tribes and pit them against each other. Race, gender, sexuality, religion, class, everything is fair game. The formula is simple. 1. Define groups. Split society into factions based on identity. 2. Create victims and oppressors. Frame one group as oppressed and another as the villain. 3. Fan the flames. Stoke resentment, amplify grievances, and watch the chaos unfold. 4. Reap the benefits. Whether it's votes, power, or social clout, someone always profits from the division. It's not about solving problems, it's about keeping the fight going. After all, conflict is a hell of a motivator. If people are busy bickering over identity, they're not paying attention to the real issues, and that's exactly what the manipulators want. How it's forced on people. The beauty, or horror, of identity politics is that you don't have to opt in. It's shoved into your life whether you like it or not. Here's how. 1. The media blitz. Turn on the news, scroll through social media, or binge watch a show on Netflix, and you'll see it everywhere. Identity politics is baked into headlines, hashtags, and Hollywood scripts. Everything is framed through the lens of identity. Who's oppressed, who's privileged, and who should feel guilty about it. For example, movies and TV shows where characters are walking identity checklists instead of actual people. Representation is great, but when your script reads like a diversity quota, you're missing the point. 2. The social media circus. Social media is where identity politics thrives. Algorithms push the most divisive content to the top of your feed because outrage equals engagement. Suddenly, every post is a battle cry for your tribe, and every comment section is a war zone. For example, if you don't support this movement, you're part of the problem. Oh good, another ultimatum from someone with 12 followers and a profile pic of their cat. 3. The moral high ground. Identity politics doesn't just divide, it guilt trips. If you're not actively supporting the right causes, you're complicit. Nuance, context, forget it. You're either a hero or a villain, and there's no in between. For example, silence is violence. No, Karen. Sometimes silence is just me trying to finish my coffee without having an existential crisis. 4. The workplace takeover. Corporate HR departments have jumped on the identity politics bandwagon with all the enthusiasm of a dad at a karaoke night. Diversity initiatives, mandatory training sessions, and carefully curated mission statements are now part of the job. Question them, and you're labeled a problem. For example, the yearly diversity seminar, where everyone nods along awkwardly while wondering if they're saying the wrong thing. How it affects society. Identity politics doesn't just create noise, it creates real damage. Here's what it's doing to us. 1. Division and tribalism. Identity politics turns society into a battlefield of us versus them. It encourages people to see others not as individuals, but as representatives of their group. Your value isn't based on who you are, it's based on which box you tick. The fallout. Polarization. People retreat into their echo chambers, and civil discourse goes out the window. It's not about debating ideas, It's about defending your tribe. 2. Weaponized victimhood. Being a victim used to be something people overcame. Now it's currency. The more oppressed your group, the louder your voice, and the more your grievances are amplified. Meanwhile, genuine problems get lost in the noise. The fallout. A culture where everyone's competing for the gold medal in the oppression Olympics. Progress stalls because the goal isn't to fix problems, it's to win the narrative. 3. Cancel culture chaos. Identity politics fuels cancel culture like gasoline on a bonfire. Say the wrong thing, think the wrong thought, or be the wrong kind of person, and you're done. No redemption, no forgiveness, just exile. The fallout, fear, and self-censorship. People stop speaking their minds because the risk isn't worth it. Innovation, creativity, and honest dialogue all suffer. 4. Distraction from real issues. While everyone's busy arguing about identity, the big problems like corruption, inequality, and environmental collapse go unaddressed. The manipulators laugh all the way to the bank, while society tears itself apart over pronouns. The fallout. A distracted, divided population that can't focus on what actually matters. What we're seeing today. Look around. Identity politics has seeped into every corner of our lives. It's not just politics, it's culture, entertainment, and even your personal relationships. Social media warfare. Every trending hashtag is another battle in the identity wars. Hollywood, propaganda, movies and TV shows that lecture instead of entertain. Workplace wokeness. Offices turned into ideological battlegrounds. And the result? Exhaustion. People are tired of the constant fighting, the moral grandstanding, and the never-ending demands to pick a side. But the manipulators don't care. They thrive on the chaos. How to fight back. Here's the good news. You don't have to play the game. Here's how to resist. 1. See people as individuals. Stop reducing people to their identity groups. Treat everyone as a complex, multifaceted human being, because that's what they are. 2. Question the narratives. Just because something's trending doesn't mean it's true. Dig deeper, ask questions, and don't let anyone guilt trip you into blind allegiance. 3. Rebuild trust. Talk to people, real people, face to face. You'll find that most folks have more in common than you'd think. 4. Focus on solutions. Instead of obsessing over grievances, look for ways to fix problems. Action beats outrage every time. Final thoughts. Identity politics is the perfect storm of division, manipulation, and moral posturing. It's tearing society apart, one hashtag at a time, while the real villains, corrupt leaders, greedy corporations, and power-hungry ideologues get off scot-free. But it doesn't have to be this way. The antidote to identity politics is simple. Empathy, critical thinking, and a refusal to let the manipulators win. So stop fighting your neighbor, start questioning the system, and remember, at the end of the day, we're all in this mess together. Thank you for watching. If you found this video insightful, please like, share, and subscribe for more content. Stay tuned and stay critical.